So the reason why most people come to this class or this workshop is this right here, IEP. IEP stands for the Initial Enrollment Period. Now, one just had his IEP. When was your birthday?
August the 15th.
August. Okay, that's why your Part A date.
Little miscommunication, I guess, because I was supposed to get it done on the 15th.
Okay, so, well, that's okay, because it begins on the first day of your birthday month. So his birthday was in August 15th. So August, in the 7 months around your 65th birthday. So it's the 3 months before and the 3 months after. So let's count backward. July, June, May. So you could have started enrolling as early as May, and then it would begin on the first day of your birthday month. And that's why Social Security went ahead to start your enrollment and just now sent you all of this. But if you were a procrastinator, which we know you're not, but if you were, you could have gone 3 months beyond your birthday month. So you could have gone October, November, and December without being late. You wouldn't have to worry about it. Now, you are working beyond 65, so you got a little bit of a different situation. So you've passed your initial enrollment period. You're 68 now. You're continuing to work, and you have what is called creditable coverage, which means that you're actively employed and you have coverage. You have health insurance that is equal to or better than what Medicare offers, and it's with a group that has 20 or more employees. So you got creditable coverage, which means you're not going to get late enrollment penalties. When the time comes for you to get on to Medicare, you got Part A. That's good. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. When the time comes for you to get on to Part B, then you're going to ask for a L564. So you're going to ask whoever does human resources for this form, L564. And that's proof, evidence that you've had creditable coverage between the time you turn 65 and the time that you take Medicare. So you don't get late enrollment penalties. It accounts for that time. Very simple form. Says you had coverage with this insurance from the time you turn 65 to the time you retired. They sign off on it, and you give that to Social Security. And some little bureaucrat at Social Security will be happy and check off the box that you had creditable coverage. And then you don't have late enrollment penalties. Now, there are a few things that one might assume is creditable coverage, which are not. And these are important to point out. COBRA is not creditable coverage. It's great for filling a gap, but it doesn't count for creditable coverage. Veterans Administration, VA, is not creditable coverage. It's the government's own program. Who would have thought? Sharing ministries are not creditable coverage. My wife and I have participated in Christian healthcare ministries for most of our married life. However, when we turn 65, we're going to get on to Medicare, and we're going to have the best insurance we've ever had. But that would not count as creditable coverage. GoodRx does not count as creditable coverage. Now, we like GoodRx. GoodRx is good, but it's not creditable.